But the wheels of justice turn slowly sometimes. That was the case here, but they got it done.
27 years after rapper Tupac Shakur was shot to death in a car in Las Vegas.
Coming this bitch like Super Saiyan. Yeah, that coupe is full of Zans. That's my twin, yeah, I pop spraying. I don't give a fuck about what you saying. See that AP on my hand. See Terrell to go.
The wheels of justice turn slowly sometimes. That was the case here, but they got it done.
27 years after rapper Tupac Shakur was shot to death in a car in Las Vegas, a man who confessed to his involvement in the crime is behind bars.
Who shot Tupac?
The keeper for the code of the street.
How dumb you gotta be to sit up there and do interviews about it, bro? Like, he wasn't the person that killed Tupac, but he was with folks, like, in the car during the time he got shot and killed and shit. But how dumb you gotta sit up there and be to incriminate yourself? And then on top of that, I heard that he came out with books and shit and was talking about it in books. That's slow, bro. So you got your own self caught up. You can't get mad at nobody else but yourself, Mr. Sir. But they gonna make an example out of him, fam. He made them look like a goofy for 27 years. They finna make an example out of him.
It just came from the back
For the
seat.
simple fact that, you know what I'm saying, Tupac was loved around the world and shit. You know what I'm saying? He had a huge impact and shit. So they finna, you know what I'm saying? They finna make an example out of folks. I'm telling you, bro. They not finna let this one slide, bro. Y'all gotta understand the impact that Tupac had, bro. Like, he gonna forever live on, fam.
Maker Mike Dorsey predicted an arrest on Law and Crime nearly 2 months ago.
I think that they are going to close this case. I think that there is very likely going to be an indictment.
Thanks for joining us here on Law and Crime. I'm Anjanette Levy. Las Vegas Metro Police took Dwayne Keefe D. Davis into custody Friday. He's being held on charges related to the 1996 murder of rapper Tupac Shakur. Las Vegas Metro Police searched Davis's home in Henderson, Nevada in July.
The Las Vegas Metropolitan Police Department. We have a search warrant for the resident. You need to come out with your hands up, your hands in.
At the same time, a grand jury was investigating Tupac's murder. Tupac Shakur was shot as he was riding in a car driven by Suge Knight one night in September 1996.
And the crazy part is that, yeah, Suge was in the car that night. Like, he know everything that happened and shit. He know what went down and shit, but it's like he not finna tell nobody. Like, that's one thing about Suge. Like, he not finna sit up there and snitch, bro. Like, Suge know what really happened, bro. But he not finna say anything, fam. And I'm just keeping it 1,000 with y'all, bro. Like, Suge not finna sit up there and tell. Like, what is y'all talking about?
Had gotten into a fight with a man named Orlando Anderson at the MGM Grand
the motherfucker
during a
who
Mike
did it is
Tyson
already
fight.
dead.
The shooting of Shakur was believed to be retaliation for the fight. Keefe D later confessed that he gave Anderson, who was his nephew, the gun to shoot Tupac Shakur. He made the statement in a proffer to police, but the statement could not be.
So you shot him because he whooped your ass, bro. Like, they got it on camera and everything. Like, fam, get your goofy ass home, bro. Like, this what I'm talking about. Motherfuckers just can't go home and take their L's and shit, bro. Motherfuckers really gotta be, you know what I'm saying, down hurt. Like, come on, bro. You win some and you lose some, bro.
Against him in court. Years later, Keefe D admitted his involvement in Tupac's murder in his book, Compton Street Legend. Many view the book as a confession. Keefe D wrote about that night. I pulled out the Glock that Zip had given me and tossed it in the back seat.
He's talking about it in the books, bro. He's giving a perfect, you know what I'm saying? He's telling a story, like, in good details, fam. Like, he's just spilling the beans, bro. He's just telling it all, fam. Like, them high notes is really high. Like, he really hitting them motherfuckers, bro. Like, he is really snitching on himself right now, bro.
Did the driving, Baby Lane and Freaky were riding in the back. Like two rams locking horns, Suge and I looked each other dead in the eye. The terrified expression on Suge's face read, "Damn them N-words." He goes on to write, "One of my guys from the back seat grabbed the Glock and started busting back." Tupac Shakur died days later, and his murder would remain unsolved for years. Orlando Anderson was shot to death the next year. Filmmaker Mike...
That's for retaliation, fam. Like, What makes y'all think motherfuckers won't go get back for Tupac, bro? Like I said, bro was loved around the world and shit, bro. Bro was loved around the world, fam. Like, everybody loved Tupac, bro.
He worked with retired LAPD detective Greg Kading on the documentary Murder Rap, which looked at Kading's
And he wanted, and another thing too, he wasn't afraid to speak out against the police too, bro. Like, he wasn't afraid to speak his mind, bro. Like, that's one thing about Tupac. He wasn't afraid to speak his mind. He'll let you know what it was, fam. Like, I done seen the interviews and shit. He'll let you know, fam. And I'm just keeping the thighs on y'all, bro. Like, bro was a real one, bro. Like, bro a GOAT.
Into
Like,
the
bro,
murders
legend,
of
bro.
Biggie Smalls and Tupac Shakur. I spoke with Dorsey about the news that Dwayne Keefe D. Davis had been taken into custody.
Well, this has been, for me, kind of a 10-year journey since we put out our doc, Murder Rap.
You know nothing,
which was
bro.
the first documentary that put out his taped confession that his crew did this. And my reaction is that this has just been a very long time coming.
Why is he lying, bro? Why is he sitting up there capping, bro? He gives a fuck about none of the closure, bro. Whatsoever. He doesn't give a fuck, bro. He don't know nothing about hip-hop until now, fam. Like, he listens to country music and shit, bro. Like, that shit wasn't even allowed in his house. He wasn't even allowed to listen to Tupac and Biggie in his house, bro. Like, he know gun down well he wasn't, you know what I'm saying? Come on now. Like, why is he sitting up here capping, bro? Like, he don't give no fuck, bro. Why is he capping, bro?
Very, very, it's just an exciting day to finally have this. We didn't think this was going to happen.
He's not excited, bro.
At a certain point. It just seemed like so much time had gone by. You started to wonder, is it really going to happen or not?
So are you saying that for the interview, or are you just capping? That's what I'm saying, bro. Like, I just feel like he's capping, bro. He just saying it for the interview and shit. But he really don't give a fuck, bro.
Justice turns slowly sometimes, and that was the case here. But they got it done.
You said that you thought an indictment would be coming, but now you're saying you didn't think this would ever happen. So do you feel like it was taking too long? Because
what makes you think that shit won't gonna happen? When you sit up there and talk about it in interviews and give perfect details of how it went down and shit, and then you go and write it in books and, you know what I'm saying, tell it good, like, tell the description, the whole entire story, bro. When you sit up there and put it in books and sell it out like that, like, of course, bro. Of course they was gonna pick up on that shit, bro. You thought you weren't gonna get caught eventually, fam? Like, get your goofy ass on, fam. And I'm just keeping 1,000 with you. You thought they weren't watching you, fam? Like, come on, dog. How dumb you gotta be. See, what it is that bro thought, you know what I'm saying, since it was 27 years ago, he thought they can't go back, you know what I'm saying, and arrest him for that. Like, the statutes and the limitations for murdering somebody, that shit don't change, bro. And I'm just keeping 1,000 with you, bro. That's like if you go and kill somebody 17 years ago. If you kill somebody 17 years ago and then you go and talk about it on an interview right now, they can go pick you up, fam. They can pick you up, dog. I'm just keeping 1,000 with you. Like, come on, dog.
Heard some rumblings that a grand jury was looking at this.
I'll just say, initially we had heard that it was going to happen very quickly. It seemed like an indictment was, 6 weeks ago, an indictment was like happening, and then nothing. And we heard the grand jury was convening, and it was very airtight. They're not telling us anything. They aren't telling the public anything. So you do start to wonder after weeks and weeks go by if they're really going to pull it off or not.
Mm-hmm. What do you think? What kind of witnesses do you think they have? Because everybody else that was in that vehicle that night is dead.
Sure. I know
the only person is Suge, bro, but he not, like I said, the only person who really know what went down is Suge, bro. And motherfuckers in the streets know, bro. Like, that's the only, but Suge not finna sit up there and tell, bro. Like, Suge is not finna sit up there and tell y'all, bro. Like, let me know if y'all can see me and shit. You know what I'm saying? That's why I try to fix the camera, but Suge is not finna tell y'all nothing, fam.
They've spoken to, but I can't disclose that, but correct. I mean, all three of the other people that were allegedly with Keefe in the shooter's vehicle, they've all died since this happened. Some of the key witnesses, like Tupac's bodyguard, is dead. Tupac himself, of course, being the closest witness, is dead. Suge Knight, being the next closest witness, will probably never talk about it. So I don't know exactly who they've spoken to that could help them build, a case around Keefe. But I do know that when
y'all can say what y'all want to say about Suge, but that's one thing about him. Like, he ain't finna sit up there and fold, bro. Like, bro was not finna fold.
Threat came out, we heard from a lot of people that had information on this case that had never disclosed it before, who said that it basically filled in the gaps for them of what they already knew. So my guess is that that's who they've been talking to, is people like that who have pieces of the story, and when you put them all together, it's like this tapestry that comes together of a case.
In some of these interviews, Keefe D seemed very cognizant of the fact that he had to be careful about what he said.
What you mean you gotta be careful about what you said? You already put it out there, my guy. You already put it out there. What the fuck is you talking about, fam? See, this goes back to what I'm saying, bro. He thought he wasn't gonna be incriminated for some shit that he did 27 years ago, which was murdering somebody, bro. Like, bro, there's no, you know what I'm saying, statutes or limitation to that, bro. Like, they can come and get your ass anytime for that shit, bro. You wanted to sit up there and talk about it in the interviews, so, bro, they came and picked your ass up, bro. And I'm just keeping it $1 with you. You should never talked about it, fam. You should have shut the fuck up. And then you wrote a book on it, fam. On top of that, you wrote a book on it, bro. They finna make an example out of you, bro. And he was killed downtown, I think, in the Las Vegas strip. Oh, they finna make an example out of you, bro. They finna make an example out of you, bro. They finna make an example out of you, fam.
He obviously knew that he still was at risk of possibly being prosecuted, but then he goes and writes this book.
Right. Yeah, when he did his interview with BET for Death Row Chronicles, which came out in 2018, he had an attorney with him present for that interview. Almost like when that came out and nothing happened to him, I wonder if maybe he got lulled into this sense of, oh, I guess they're not going to do anything. I'll just keep doing interviews, and I'll be careful on my own and do what I think, I can get away with saying without going too far. But yeah, it seems clear. I mean, the fact that you bring a lawyer with you to an interview to make sure you don't say too much does tell you that he must have, at least in the back of his mind, considered that he might still be able to be prosecuted for this. And the proffer deal, when he did his original, statement to the police about this, 15 years ago, that only covers what he says that day in that meeting. If he went on CNN that night and said the same story, they would be able to use that interview against him. So I think he knows full well he had to be careful what he said.
So what do you expect to come next? Obviously, Keefe D had to know something might be coming since a search warrant was executed on his home.
Sure. We don't know what the charges are yet. I'm hoping that if there's a press conference today, that they'll tell us what he's actually being charged with, and confirm, of course, that it's for this case.
What you mean? You gotta know what he's being charged with, and then you wearing a hat that says murder rap on it, bro. See, what are you talking about? How don't you know in your covering this, bro? How don't you know what he's being charged with, fam? Like, what are you talking about, bro? He's being charged with murdering Tupac, bro. With being accessory to the fact, bro. He wasn't the one that sat up there and shot him, but he was around, fam. And I'm just keeping it $1,000 with y'all, bro. Like, come on, make it make sense, bro. Like, what he said just didn't make any sense, bro. Like, how don't you know when you cover this shit, bro?
And the next, I would think that he might want to do a deal, or that they might be interested in doing a deal. I don't know anybody wants us to go to trial and have that circus in Vegas. And
yeah, that's the end of this video, man. Subscribe. You know what I'm saying? I love y'all, and I'm going to see you on the next one, man. I'm out.
Heavy shit, nigga.
It's Vortex, bitch.
High in the palace, taking pounds, I'm high in dollars. Know that car ain't got no mileage. Bitch, I'm booted off for Molly. Got the munchies, I'm eating Takis. I'm just being honest. See my dreams, know I'm chasing. Told my mama I'ma make it. Every risk, I take it. Risk takers, ain't no snaking. Woke up, ate me some bacon. Then I played the PlayStation. Sign a Sony, might be okay. Catching plays, watching anime. Every shit, nigga. I be gone for days. How about in that focus? See a bad bitch, know I'm focused. Knocking folks out of focus.